Hello, good people. Welcome to ACCA Corporate and Business Law. Fasten your seatbelts, you're about to fly. Today we are going to normalize the abnormal on the company meetings. Company meetings and resolutions. Company meetings and resolution. Right, this is what we have, guys. When a company is being operated, guys, they will be having meetings. So, guys, we do have the private companies. We have the public limited companies, right? Private companies, public companies, you understand? Right, so public limited companies, private limited companies. What you have to understand is on the public, they do an annual general meeting. It's a must to have an AGM. It is not a choice. So the AGM is on what? Is on the public limited company, not on the private. So guys, yes, AGM both. Here we have AGM, but what about the general meeting? Yes, the private can do the GM, the public can also do the GM. The general meetings, guys, these are just general meetings. But on AGM, this one, the private, they don't do AGM. The public limited company, it is a must. It is a must on the public to have an annual general meeting. Yes. So now on the meetings, guys, they will send notice if they want to have a meeting. They will send notice. I do believe that these are the responsibilities of the secretary. So they'll ask you in the exam. So guys, about the meetings, you can't just say, we have a meeting tomorrow, we have a meeting 2 days after. You must give people a proper notice. So the notice you must give how many days for you to have a meeting. So before a meeting is held, they must have 21 days notice. They must have 21 days notice before a meeting is held. Is 21. But guys, that means after 21 days, people will be ready to have a meeting. So just know that after 21 days, you can do a meeting that day or you can do a meeting the day after. So, but in total, you must not exceed the extra 7 days after 21 days. After you've received a notice of 21 days, you must not exceed 7 days after without having a meeting. So in total, we are saying you must not exceed 28 days without having a meeting. You must not exceed 28 days. But if they say the proper notice is how many days for a meeting to be held, is 21 days. But if they say in total, you must not exceed how many days before having a meeting, you must not exceed 28 days before having a meeting. You understand? Now, on attending the meetings, guys, it depends with the articles of association. It depends with the articles of association. It depends with what you have agreed in the articles. So guys, it depends with the company. So maybe you have agreed that for us to say we have a meeting, minimum number of people who must attend the meeting should be 3 people. You understand? This is an example. Or maybe you just say 2, but obviously common sense, we can't say minimum is 1. You understand? Because you can't say, guys, you didn't attend the meeting. I was only one. I was the only person who attended the meeting. So I made decisions by myself. So it's not a meeting, guys. It's not a meeting. So they must have minimum number. So it can be 2, it can be 3, it can be 4. It depends with the articles of association, or it depends with what you have agreed. So guys, let's say you've agreed that. Okay, for argument's sake, let me just say 3. So let's say you've said that for us to say we have a meeting, let's say 4 people must attend the meeting. So what about if 2 people, if 4 people is the minimum, if 2 people only attend, so we will say that there was no meeting. So we will say that the meeting will be postponed. You understand? So the minimum number of people that must attend the meeting, we call them what? They are called quorum. We call them quorum. It's called quorum. So if the quorum is not present, In other words, if the minimum number that must be there is not enough, you understand? If you haven't reached the minimum number, or in other words, if there is no quorum, if there is no quorum, there is no minimum number. Therefore, we say the meeting will be adjourned. In other words, it will be postponed. You follow, right? Yes, that's it. And guys, the proper notice, guys, for people, people needs time to prepare and so many things, or also people will be busy as well. So you must give them 21 days what? Notice. So if it's 21 days notice, guys, it's not a short notice, you understand? It's not a short notice. That's a proper one. But guys, there are some times where maybe you want to make decisions quickly, where you decide to give a what? A short notice. A short notice, if it's less than these days, therefore it's a what? It's a short notice. It will be a short notice, guys. If you give a short notice, even if you attend the meeting, what you decide in the meeting or what, it will not be approved unless everyone has agreed to that short notice. You understand? On the short notice, for us to say the meeting is valid. So guys, for everything that you do, for us to say it's valid, we need at least what? 90% of the people to agree. So in other words, to be specific, 90% of the members to agree. At least 90%, if they agree to a short notice, then it will be what? It will be valid. At least 90. Obviously, if 100% agrees, it's valid. If it's 90% people who have agreed to a short notice, it's valid. But if it's less than 90, it's not valid. It's not valid. Right. On company meetings, the shareholders, guys, will attend the meeting. But if you are a shareholder and you have not what? You have not attended the meeting, you can hire someone who will represent you. You can hire someone who will represent you. And that person is known as what? You wanna try? It's not alternate. If director is being represented by someone, it's called alternate director. But on the shareholders, the person who represents the shareholder who is absent. So if you're absent as a shareholder, you can hire someone. You just tell them what you should do. So this is what I will agree on. If they say this, you agree, you vote. If they say this, you say no. So you tell them, they'll be told about the procedure. So the person who will represent the shareholder is called what? Is called proxy. Is called the proxy. So the proxy will represent the shareholder, right? Now, when people attend the meetings, they will vote in the meetings. Guys, they will vote. So now, when they vote, either they will vote on they will vote by what is called show of hand, or they will vote on a poll. If we say we are using show of hand, so guys, if you are just one here, one, even if you raise two hands, you have one vote, you understand? Because it's show of hand, you are one, so you have one vote. That's show of hand. But if we say we are voting on a poll, guys, this one is based on the number of the ordinary shares. So guys, why did I say ordinary? Because about voting, guys, remember, if you hold ordinary shares, you have voting rights. But if you hold preference shares, you don't have the voting rights. So if you hold the ordinary shares, so voting on a poll is based on the number of shares that you have. So the one who has more shares, it means he has more votes. So you can be one as an individual, you can be an individual and you have more votes than others. You understand? You can have 3 votes and the person, another one can have 2 votes, another one can have 1 vote. So this one is based on number of shares. Right. So when people vote now, there are resolutions for the decisions to be passed. So it depends with whether it requires an ordinary resolution or it requires a special resolution. So guys, if it's a public company, guys, we say there is ordinary resolution and there is what? Special resolution. In the exam, they will tell you about the days. For a decision to be, if a decision is passed, like there is a notice, there is a number of days that is given. All the resolution, they do have 14 days notice. 14 days notice. So this topic, it confused people about the number of days. About the resolution, you guys, the removal of director. Remember, on ordinary resolution, e.g., remember, ordinary resolution, okay, about the percentage, okay, e.g., ordinary resolution is what? Removal of a director, right? Removal of a director. If you are removing a director, you remove the director by what? By an ordinary resolution. How many people are going to vote? If more than 50, they are saying we no longer want this director, then the director will be forced to resign. So an ordinary resolution is what? It has to be above 50%. So they'll ask you in the exam that for an ordinary resolution to be passed, for it to be passed, what is the percentage? If you say 50 is wrong, what is the minimum percentage for us to pass an ordinary resolution? Guys, are you seeing that I'm saying above 50? I didn't say 50. Because if 50% says this director must be removed, then 50% says no. So are you seeing it's a tie? So a decision will not be passed. So it has to be above 50%. So not 50%, but it has to be 50 plus. So the minimum is 51% on ordinary resolution. But what about on special? On special resolution, what are the examples of things that require special? Guys, if we say we are removing, we are making a decision that should be applied, but which needs above 75%. So guys, the same applies on a special resolution. For a decision to be passed, it is not 75. 75% you have not exceeded 75. It has to be 75% plus. So on the multiple choice aid, I will select the minimum of 76%. You understand? Special resolution, guys, these are now more important things. Things that are very important requires special resolution. Guys, if you want to amend the articles of association, you are amending everything about the company. So guys, you can't just amend the articles by let's vote more than half. No. You have to reach at least 75. So we are saying amending the articles of association. So guys, if you want to amend the articles of association, it requires a special resolution. Example number 2, changing the company's name. If you want to change the company's name, if you want to change the name of the company, it requires a special resolution. reducing the share capital. If you want to reduce the share capital, there's another topic called capital maintenance and dividend law. Companies are required to maintain a certain level of capital. So you can't just reduce the capital that you have invested. Guys, remember there are creditors there. Will they agree to that? You understand? Remember, they will be hoping that if you fail to repay them their debt, they will take something from what you have invested, which is the capital. So you can't just reduce the share capital, you need to be approved. So reducing the share capital, if it's a public company, before it gets approval from the court. So the first thing they have to vote, they have to agree by making a special resolution. Guys, that's all on resolution. But guys, this is the same with private companies. Private companies, they don't just use the word ordinary and special resolution. They use the word written. They use the word written resolution. And how many days notice? Just know that all the resolution, guys, all the resolution, they do have what? 14 days notice. You understand? Written resolution, but now someone has a question that if you just use one statement, the word written, how do we know that this is now important, which needs like removal of a director? We use one word on private company, but like removal of a director, we just know it needs above 50%. If you want to change the company's name, it's the same with this. We just need above 75% vote. You understand? So that's what you do on the private companies. So guys, but now about the days, remember what I've said. Removal of a director. If you want to remove a director, if going back to the topic of company directors, you remove the director with ordinary resolution plus what? Special plus special notice, right? All the resolution is how many days? 14 days notice. But these are directors, there is a special notice. They will ask you in the exam that a special notice is how many days? A special notice, it is 28 days. So don't get confused about the days. If you want to have a meeting, you should give a proper notice, which is 21 days notice. But in total, you should not exceed 28 days without having a meeting. And a notice is only, if you want to give a short notice, it will be valid when at least 90% agrees. And if you are having the resolution, this one needs 14 days resolution, special 14 days resolution. Even if it is written 14 days resolution, but the special notice, it has 28 days. All the resolutions have 14 days, the special notice has 28 days. If you want to have a meeting, we must give a notice which is 21 days. That's all about company meetings and resolutions. Thank you very much for your time. See you in the next lecture.